Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another video. This one I'll do a survivor one. I'm using BECCA this time. I'm using what I feel like is to be her best build, which is a sniper, my version of the sniper BECCA, right? But it's really the dog tags there on the equipment, and I'm using the both equipments there for increasing the chance of critical hits on the firearms, and I'm using the hollow points at the end there to increase the damage as much as possible. Now, you can also use this build without the increased chance on the. You definitely want to use the dog tags, but you can use you cannot use the other two there for increasing the critical hit chance, and you can just go full on hollow points there. However, you're gonna get a little less critical hits that way, you know. And not just that, but I noticed sometimes you get a critical hit, but you do not get the max damage of the critical hit. So with these two, for increasing the damage, the chance of critical hits from happening, it just gets more consistent. You know, the damage is not as high as you can get, but it's still high enough that it's gonna, pretty much destroy the creatures. However, it's more consistent. You know, that's really the point. I think it's better to be more consistent than just have that single high damage that's completely random. You know, and you never know when you're gonna get it. So that's why I feel like this is probably the best version of this build. Now, as far as the perks, I'm using the one starting from top to bottom on her fever skill. I'm using the one where when she headshots, she gains 3 seconds back. So that's definitely the best one. You can make it last forever with that. It's pretty dumb. But now the second one, I'm using the one where she crouches. When she crouches, the damage is increased for I think like 10 seconds. And I believe that the crouching is also faster, if I'm not mistaken. The animation of it crouching. I'm using the one where she gets more increased chance on the critical hits as well, the passive. And the third one is where the I believe she does more damage when the reticle is focused. So I'm using the M up here because I didn't get any. Usually want to use this with the quick draw. You know, it's really her quick draw was really made for BECCA. You can try using with the Matilda as well. It does work. It works with really any weapon. If you want to get the super high damage, then you want to go with the. I never used this build with the shotgun, but I feel like it could probably work as well. But if you want to really get the high damage, the highest damage, you want to use the what's it called? Lightning Hawk. But you only get there mostly on area 3, so it's kind of more towards the end of the game. For this moment here, you would definitely want to use. You can buy the Matilda, or you can just use the M up. It's fine, because the M up still does quite a bit of damage with this build. So you can definitely like hold your own against the creatures. I usually don't buy the Matilda because I don't want to waste my money. Because if I buy the Matilda knowing that I'm gonna switch it for something else later, I'm just essentially wasting that like 200 of my money on a single area. Usually I don't think it's worth it. So I just stick to the M up on those scenarios, and I just buy herbs and other types of resources with my money that I start with. So that's usually the strategy I do, and it works fine, because damage is so high, you can still hold your own with the M up. And once it gets to area 2, then you can get maybe the Lightning Hawk if it's available, or you get the what's it called, the quick draw, the revolver. So we're playing on the new map here. I think it's called Amusement Park, something like that. I don't think at this match here I was used to this map yet. Nowadays I'm kind of more familiar with it, so I don't get lost as much. Right there I was really just checking for items, so I'm pretty far from my teammates. I would bet that I was doing a daily mission here as well in this game, so possibly it was to have to do with picking money or something like that. So that's probably I'm so worried about getting the items here. Um, Now I'm getting stun lock here so much that I can move, so couldn't move. But usually only the first swing is the one that stun locks the survivors, and after that they get immune for like 3 seconds or something before they can get stun locked again by another swing. So this Val here kind of, I don't think she necessarily needed to waste the power, but I mean maybe she has a mixtape, you never know. So he's kind of destroying us here with this armor guy. By the way, if I crouch here, it would be more ideal because I'll get a little bit more damage. But I want to stay mobile, so that's why I'm not crouching here. Just in case he gets close to me, I want to be able to move. Now he's on the floor, so I don't have to worry about that. So I can crouch. And he has regen, so it's a pain in the ass to kill him. You know, usually a Daniel like this, you just want to ignore the zombie, really. Like, just get the objective and whatnot, and just, you know, especially in area 1, because you don't have to. The objective is not fix, you know, it's very mobile, so you can just grab it and run. Now he's using a lot of these armors. These armors are kind of a pain in the ass to deal with guns. They're barely, they are better dealt with melee weapons. But it's fine. So like I said, M up is usually fine if you're going to area 1 with BECCA if you need to. And finally we arrive here on area 2. And let's see what I get on the chest here. Probably gonna get the revolver. And once you get the revolver as well with this build, you can pretty much just go with it for the rest of the entire game if you want to. If you don't want to spend on a lightning hawk or anything like that. One thing I like to do as well is really just buy multiple weapons. Like, you can buy the revolver. The revolver is always going to be the main one, but you could also buy the lightning hawk, so you have 2 weapons on your slot. Because BECCA doesn't really use any sort of melee weapons, so you know, she's completely fine with carrying 2 weapons on her kit there. And then you can just swap the weapons depending on what you're trying to achieve. Like, if you're going to destroy the core, for example, then you probably want to go with the lightning hawk. Unless you have your power, you know, because then if you have your power, then the revolver, the quick draw is going to be the best weapon for that. So by having the 2 weapons on your deck, your little equipment there, it's just you know, you get those options, you know. Just gotta watch out for the ammo, because the lightning hawk and things like that, they waste more ammo than the revolver. So you see right there, I'm killing zombies with like 2 shots there. It's like everything's more than 1,000. And you see that 1,000 right there is the highest critical damage. If you're not using if you're like full hollow points, usually that 1,000 damage doesn't always happen. You know, usually you're gonna get like 1,000, then maybe 700. You know, it kind of oscillates the critical damage. But when you have this build with the as much critical as you can, it just becomes more consistent. You know, the damage is not as high as it can be, but you get like that 1,000 after 1,000 very consistently. I'm kind of having fun here. He chose a very poor time to use the Mr. X, and my team is just dumb, so they're wasting all their items when we don't really need to here. I was playing solo here, so when you're playing solo, you know, you cannot expect much from your teammates most of the time. It's just really fun though when you're playing solo and you get like those super good survivors, and you like make a team without actually knowing each other. A very good team without knowing each other. That's pretty fun as well. So here we're looking for the guard. Now this map is really just 2 sides to it on area 2 here. There's this left side we're taking here, where there's this corridor and the door, and that's it. And the other side, which is the bigger one, but it's very linear. So you don't need to get lost. You can't really get lost in that side. Everything here is very linear, whichever right or left you pick there. So it seems the guard is not here, but sometimes he does spawn here. But it's yeah, I think that it's more likely that there's more spawn points on the top there, I believe. So now moving on in there, you see one thing I do as well is I don't see people doing, like, you want to pick up items, even items that you don't need. You can still pick them up if you have space and give them to your teammates that actually need them, you know. I don't see people doing that. I see people, like, for example, they're BECCA and they go buy a repair kit and they just say like, fuck it, I don't need that, and they just leave it there, you know. Instead of even if they have space on their pockets there and everything. I don't know, that's not very teammate friendly type of play. So I usually, if I have space, I'll just grab things that my teammates could possibly use, and then I'll drop for them later. Now obviously if you have to choose, then yeah, make room for the items that you need. If you have to pick between a repair kit and ammo for BECCA, and you're out of ammo, then yeah, you definitely do not want to think of your teammates at that point, because you need to be first. You need to be yourself sad first before you think about helping your teammates. But yeah, just this little thing there I don't see many people doing. Just really getting things, but thinking about your teammates. So you see, I kind of melted the clown there as well. It was like 3 or 4 shots and he was dead. And this is the ability that I was talking about. You see, when I headshot him, I get my time back. It's kind of overpowered this honestly, because you see how long it lasts just because I keep headshotting. And not just that, but like if he keeps spawning creatures, it essentially lasts forever because I can keep headshotting them. Now this build is also much better used with the revolver, or a machine gun would also be very well, because you could get a lot of headshots then, since it's just firing non-stop. Now here I'm calling here so I can give you another repair kit that I grab around the map. And now we're friends. So yeah, moving on. So we still have 2 security devices to go. That's something you see about the emojis there, the little dances. I like to have these command ones, at least 3 of them. I think it's, you know, it's kind of it helps when you have those kind of come here, like wait around kind of commands. Although the dancing is pretty fun, these are much more helpful. I really like the ones there. You see right there, 3 shots and it was dead. This build is quite consistent that way. Doesn't take like more than a clip or anything like that to kill a zombie. So damage not the highest damage, but it's still, you know, it's still practical, very practical, and more than good enough. So they use Mr. X again. Now they kind of wasted all their flashbangs earlier when we were safe. So now we don't have any flashbangs when we are not safe. So you gotta be smart about your item usage there. Now the value is the spray here again. She might just have a mixtape, we'll never know. Because she seems to be using that very randomly. Just doesn't seem to be considering the recovery time as much. So she might have a mixtape. Now here I'm moving to the safe area because that's the, you know, how you avoid the bioweapons the best. And yeah, his time is up. Now we're still kind of low on time, so if you spawn creatures we can get a little more time. Now these armor ones again. Oh, this is not the armor one, never mind. But the armor ones are kind of a pain in the ass to deal with when you have a gun only and you're trying to like focus your aim like I'm doing there and everything. And yeah, finally, so we got the 3rd device and now we're moving on to area 3. Now this Tyrone is, I feel like he's kind of injured, so I have a few herbs left, so I'll try to give it to him. He's already used to me giving him items, so he's following along very well. And you got another flashbang there, so you see 600 damage there even with him controlling the creature, so it's pretty high. You see like 3 shots he was dead. Because when he's controlling it's like 50% less damage. So 600 damage at the end is quite a big deal. And you see like the fat guy got melted there as well. And this is the only animation that I really used in my 4 slots there, just to fool around a little bit. So we're in area 3 here. You see I haven't changed the weapons yet. I'm still using the quick draw. You don't really need, I mean, for BECCA, quick draw just solves for everything really. Especially good when you use it with her fever skill to have the infinite ammo there. And that just frees, if you don't buy other weapons, it just frees a lot of money for you to buy. You see how money I have there, like 700? It's like, I can buy pretty much on anything I want. So I can have like herbs and everything, be ready. She gave me the minigun here as well, which is pretty good. I can definitely use that. Now, this is what I could have done when I said about buying the Lightning Hawk, but usually I don't bother, just because, you know, it wastes a lot of ammo, but you have so much money there, if you're playing the strategy that I mentioned here, where you really only spend on the revolver, that, you know, it's something you can do for area 3, so you can get the cores a little easier, or just the strong creatures in general. Like if he's controlling the zombie here, for example, then yeah, I could just switch to my Lightning Hawk here, and deal with him really quickly. And for the normal zombies, then I can switch to my revolver, so I don't waste as much ammo, but I can still kind of melt them. You see like that one shot, you see 1,000. It's like they're dead in one to three shots. They're dead. Pretty much any creature. Now you see he has the special card there with the, I think it's cow chops, something like that it's called. The way you deal with that is really just don't run, because if you, I think it's kind of dumb that it this works. I don't think it should be this way, but just so you guys know, if you do not run on top of the cow chops, it will not do any damage. Like you can just walk over them and you're fine. You're gonna take zero damage, which I think is dumb, because considering it's a special card and it's not that expensive, it's not that cheap. It's not that cheap, neither very easy to get in your hand there. So I feel like it should be. No, you should be taking damage regardless if you're walking or not above that. Maybe just the amount of damage that you take would variate, but being able to walk over it and not take zero damage, I think it's just dumb. But yeah, that's how you can counter the crouch chops from Daniel. Just walk essentially, and you take zero damage. Now if you run, then yeah, it's gonna take you constant damage while you're running on top of it, which is it's not entirely bad. It's kind of high actually. If you run for like 3 seconds, you're pretty much gonna be dead. You're gonna get like at least half of your health will be gone. Now this map, I need to figure out a way from the center of the map there where you can see where the core is. I haven't thought about that yet, but I'll definitely come up with a way here soon to be able to tell, from far away which of the cores is the one that's activated. Because there's so many bridges here, you don't want to really waste time going like back and forth between places trying to find it. Now here the time is very low, so he's kind of doing a little bit of a mistake here by spawning zombies right in front of us, because he's essentially giving us time by making creatures this easy to kill. Now what he should probably do here is just wait around inside the door there, so that we don't get as much time from killing the creatures. Now I'm gonna use my power here and try to also get the headshots, so I keep you see the timer there, it keeps going back up. And this is what I mean. You see, I'm standing right on top of the chops here. Because I'm walking, I'm not taking any damage. Now he did a good job here focusing on me, because I'm the one with I'm the biggest danger here for the core for him. So he did a good job focusing on me there. Now I'm gonna pull out my minigun. You see, he's still trying to focus on me, and because of the chops there, we can't really run around this area without getting damage. Now I feel like my team should have just focused on the creature there. But yeah, now it's a little tough. We need to really hurry there. It's good if they could kill some kind of creature at this point, so we get more time. Now I'm expecting the doors to be all locked here. Now he's spawning creatures there again, so this is somewhat a mistake, because he's giving us a chance to come back here when he spawns creatures like this, because we can kill them and get time. Now I'm gonna pull out my try to pull my minigun here, but it's kind of late. Needs to kill the creatures here, so you see right there, so we can get more time going. Now careful with the chops here, so I don't want to run. And again, he's spawning, especially the weak creatures. This Val seems to know the deal. Like, don't run on top of the thing. And here we'll be able to destroy it again now, but we still got a lot of catch up to do here. And he has Mr. X, so yep, it's gonna be, doesn't look like we're gonna come back from this. You see right there the walking again, like I mentioned, you don't take any damage. Fortunately the Jill got down there as well. I think I have a spray there. Best play here would probably be for me to try to heal her with the spray so we could get 15 seconds back, but it's too risky there. I don't think it would have mattered. He would have probably killed me as well if I did that. But yeah guys, that's the build with BECCA. Some tips and tricks there as well along the video you guys can use. And hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take care. See you guys on the next one. Definitely be doing more Survivor videos. Just so not the channel is all about Mastermind, because I do play Survivor as well.